Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and today we're going to take a look at one of the new hottest EV stocks that has just come onto the stock market. And once again, it's going to be going through a SPAC stock. What a surprise. And we'll be taking a look and seeing if this is a good new hot EV to be investing into. So if you could smash the like button if you are new around here, make sure you subscribe. And I'm just going to put this on a side note. I am going to say that the next hottest EV that I am really looking forward to is Rivian. So if that does come to the stock market or go through a SPAC, I will definitely be really interested into that one. But we're going to take a look at the new one today, which is Arrival, and I'll be talking about what my thoughts are on this new hot EV stock. So once again, EV stock merging through a SPAC stock with the SPAC stock that is CIIC. And the merger is going to happen sometime in Q1 2021. And when we look at the stock chart, when the news came out that this SPAC stock was going to be merging with Arrival, it sent the shares up absolutely huge. And I am going to say this just right now. Obviously, with a lot of these SPAC stocks, a lot of this EV hype, there is the normal kind of, when the announcements get announced, then the stocks do surge up absolutely huge, and then while we wait for the merger, the stocks do tend to have a bit of a pullback. So in the short term, a lot of these SPAC stocks are normally really hyped up. Next thing you know, they do come down quite a bit. So that's the historic what normally happens with a lot of these. So you know, I'm going to be talking about this stock from a long-term point of view rather than just the next kind of few days, if you get what I mean. So yeah, I'm sure it probably will fall in the pattern of hyped up for the next few days, and then I'm sure there'll be a pullback at some point. Now, there was a lot of interesting information about this company. One of the really interesting things is it's actually a UK company, and the UK company has decided to go onto the NASDAQ rather than the FTSE, which is kind of sad because it would have been really cool to have a UK company that was an EV maker on the stock market like this. But yeah, it's gone on the US stock market, and you can kind of see why, to be fair. You know, when you think about the ability to get a SPAC stock compared to, that's not really allowed in the UK, but SPAC stocks in the US are obviously allowed. And you think about the financial package that come along with a lot of these SPAC stocks, it does make sense for them to do this sort of transaction. So you can't really blame them, but it would have been cool to have them on the UK stock market for sure. So we're going to go through the investors, and then I'll say some opinions on this kind of investor relations report. Now, there is a conference call out, but I haven't gone through it. So if you are going to invest in the company, I would do your own research into the company and also listen to the conference call. So we can see here two of the electric vehicles that they do have, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But you can see 4 vehicle designs expected in the market by 2023, with a start production for the first vehicle planned for Q4 2021, with 1.2 billion in orders. Now, we've got some information about partners that they do currently have, which is UPS, which it has orders worth of 1.2 billion for 10,000 units, plus an option for an additional 10,000 units. We'll be talking about this in a little bit. And we also have a partnership with Hyundai and Kia Motors. Now, it's actually quite interesting that it's like 2 separate partnerships here, but actually Kia Motors is mostly owned by Hyundai. So I don't know if you could count them as 2 separate partners really, but yeah, I mean, that's just something to bear in mind. So yeah, they do have one partner here of UPS and also Hyundai and Kia Motors. Now, it's worth pointing out, if you looked, it had 1.2 billion in orders, but you can see here that 1.2 billion in orders is just from UPS. So basically, the only orders this company does currently have is from UPS. So yeah, there's only one person buying the vehicles at the moment, which is worth noting. And we can see here the designs of the vehicle. So there's going to be an electric bus, which is cool. You know, I'm sure like a company like that I do currently own, like National Express, would be looking at something like this over the next few years. An electric van, a large electric van, and a small vehicle platform. So they're looking at that in 2023, and we've got the dates here where a lot of these vehicles will be coming out. And here we've got a big design of the actual UPS van, which I've got to say is a pretty good looking van, you know. For a van like this to actually look this decent, I think it's pretty good. So yeah, thought I'd put that out there. It's probably one of the best looking vans I've seen for a while. And once again, we get a picture of what one of the buses will look like. And we can see a bit of a timeline here where we aren't expecting any of the vehicles to come out until Q4 2021, and then a big ramp up in 2022, and then van and large van will be in Q3, and 2023 we'll get the small vehicle platform. And one of the big things they are trying to put out there is that they're going to be using a microfactory approach, which Arrival say is a better way to produce these vehicles, a lot quicker, and and is a lot less expensive as well. So something that they're trying to go for. And we've got one of the factories that they're looking to produce, and they're looking to scale a few of these up over the next few years. We can see here it plans to have one operating in Q4 in US in 2021, and then a few more in Q3, and then some more in 2023. Which is obviously, you want to know, there wasn't much about the actual like funding costs here, which I would have liked to have seen, but that's something that they are in the lines of looking at. And there was also a bit of information about a digital ecosystem, which is basically going to help a lot of these vehicles, you know, how they operate and get around and everything like that. So there's something extra they're looking at, which I'm sure will be pretty good, but obviously this is probably a few years down the line yet, but just something to add into what this company is looking at doing. And then we get a bit of a breakdown of the finances here, and we can see that the one big red flag I had here is that they put no numbers of 2021, which I thought was really fishy. Like, why are they not going to tell us what's going to happen? Like, surely we should see what is happening here, which I thought was negative. Like, why are we trying to hide a year's revenue and like how much money we're going to burn through here? Is that saying that they're going to make a big loss, you know, scaling up these factories? So there's a bit of a red flag here that they put in on this investor relations, that there was no sign of 2021's numbers here. But it does say that they are going to be looking to make a profit in 2023. Obviously it's going to be burning through a lot of money in 2022, which is $409 million. And we can see here in 2022, it's only going to do 1 billion revenue, and then it'll make 5 billion revenue in 2023, and then 2024 will make 14 billion revenue. So you can see that really the serious side of the revenue doesn't really come into like 2023 and 2024. I thought it was a bit fishy that there was no 2021 numbers in here, so that was a bit of a red flag. But yeah, not huge growth really expected for a while, and there's going to be no revenue for probably the next kind of, well, nearly 2 years really, which is something to bear in mind. And we get a breakdown of what the company is looking like financial wise. So we get plus debt, which is nothing, which is really good. And there's cash of 669 million here. Now I'm going to say that because we have numbers missing and how much cash they probably will burn through, it looks like they will be looking to raise money at some point with that cash that they do have. But it is good there's no debt. And also it has like a market cap of about 6 billion right now, which is quite a lot for a company that makes no revenue to have a market cap of 6 billion. It's a pretty decent valuation, that. In fact, it's a very, very big valuation. So I thought the valuation here is very, very expensive for this sort of company that is not going to be profitable for quite a few years and is not going to be making any kind of revenue for the next year, really. So that was kind of a little bit of a negative. So I just want to point out a few things that I spotted when going through this investor relations. So obviously, there was the negative side of not having any 2021 numbers in here. Obviously that would have been good to use. I mean, that's kind of nervous, like what's going on there. Are they burning through a lot of cash? Is that why, you know, they're going to look to raise cash now, because they're burning through the cash? So that was a little bit of a negative there. I just want to start with the UPS numbers, which says that it has orders worth of 1.2 billion. Now actually going through these numbers, it actually isn't 1.2 billions worth of revenue. The actual order from UPS is 340 million or $400, and they're banking on that they also order some of the bigger models as well, and also that the other 10,000 isn't confirmed just yet. That's like with a view. So actually this 1.2 billion orders isn't true. It's actually 400 million. So that's a little bit of a lie on the investor relations page. So that's just something to be a little bit careful of. So as well as hiding 2021 numbers, there's also a little bit of a fib about the actual orders that they currently have, and also exaggerating that Hyundai and Kia Motors partnership that they do currently have. And that market cap is quite expensive as well at 6 billion for a company with no revenue. And earlier this year, this company was valued at 3.3 billion in January. So I don't know how this company in 10 months has gone from a value of 3.3 billion to 6 billion. Like, what's it done to double the value? It's a company that's still got no revenue. I mean, sure, it's got a $400 order from UPS, but still, a $400 doesn't make your company go up 3 billion, which is kind of nuts. And like I say, to have basically no orders yet, I think is kind of, you know, it has the one order, but that's it. It has one order for a 6 billion company, which I thought was a bit too heavy. So overall, my thoughts of this company is that it has potential. It has a lot of potential with some of the partnerships it does have and where it's looking to go and the vehicles it's going to produce. But at the moment, look at this company, still no revenue for pretty much, 2 years. Not going to be profitable. will be burning through that cash. It's on the investor relations, it's exaggerating the amount of orders it has, and the valuation as well. 6 billion for this company that's currently doing nothing is quite expensive. And for me, when I look at the valuation and what's going on with the company right now, I definitely won't be buying this one. I think this is probably one of the most overvalued EV SPAC stocks that we've currently had on the market. And sure, in the short term, the share price might go up a little bit crazy, but I think, to be honest with you, it will come back at some point. And right now, for me, definitely one that I'm not buying, but I will keep a track of it. We'll see where the company develops in the next 12 months. And if it does develop into the right way and gets a few more orders on that list rather than just the one from UPS, which it has exaggerated absolutely huge, then maybe it could be a buy. But right now, I definitely won't be touching this one. I think it's probably the most overvalued EV SPAC stock that's come on to the market, and there has been some big ones as well that have been overvalued. So overall, yeah, I won't be buying this one. Definitely too rich of a valuation for me on this one. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you'll be buying this one. As always, smash the like button. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you next video.